phone keeps fucking up. Ridiculous. I don't know how this will actually work. No, this way I just there's no one around. So at this particular point, I thought I might put on this point. You know, at the beach. For a long time, I've always, you take a dog for a walk on the beach. I hadn't done it for. I sort of picked it up more lately. There's people I'm usually avoiding, like the plague. But anyhow, I've sort of realised that at dusk or after sunset, it's killer. So I've been doing that. But this is what I've noticed lately. For a long time I would see people at the beach and everyone's happy, they're feeling the vibe, they're like, at the beach, they're like, oh, it's the water, it's the energy, it's tranquil, it's nice. But lately, it could just be the effect I'm having on people, or the people, I don't know, sometimes they're surrounding this weird fucking zone I seem to be having a lot of the time. Anyhow, like tonight was a stack and then the other night as well. People that they don't look happy. They look bewildered, like they're not really quite sure how they got here. They were just, none of us are quite sure how we got here. But, in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, they don't know how they got to the beach. They're kind of like, they're just confused, stressed, not happy. Quite often it'll be like a solitary person like me or with a dog. Because normally I'll just say hello, g'day, acknowledge another person. Lately, and I mumble a bit, so I'm not saying plenty of people may not have heard me, probably can't hear me right fucking now. But yeah, no hellos back. It's like a look of stern anguish and bewilderment, and like someone just pushed them down the hill and they're just, they're just wandering on the beach. Like they were just walking, and were it not for, maybe that's what it is, were it not for the water, they'd still be walking. And then they just start, I don't know. This is not a judgment on anyone. I mean, shit, couldn't have to say hello, but it's just been day and night. It's been a trend I've experienced over the last week or two anyway. The people just, like when you say hello, sometimes they'll look back at you. So they're looking at you. They give you eye contact, or contact, not necessarily eye contact, but they're engaged on some level, not enough to reciprocate or have even just that acknowledgement of a small. There's no bond. I'm not saying I'm down here looking for bond. It's the last thing I saw. But yeah, the last sort of couple of dudes, just the magic of the ocean just was not doing it, seemingly. But yeah, anyhow, enough of that shit. And actually, one more quick thing. There has been another trend lately. Probably because the last month I haven't worked, so my hours have shifted quite substantially more to the nocturnal style that I was not falling into. Anyhow, I did just pass a big group of people then sitting in the dark, just hanging out without lights and stuff, and I've been noticing that a lot, and I think it's fucking cool. I would notice like families at the park at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, just hanging out there, but they don't have a light. They haven't got like a candle or and you don't necessarily need it. I haven't got one, but yeah, it's just another trend. It's a good one. Georgie. There's a couple of things fishing. That's in like goodness. But this whole anyway, I think that's a good thing. Look, I didn't, people would sit in the dark, I didn't walk up to them and say hello, I fell away. But yeah, heard a babbling on. And last update, just to be fair, I just saw two people with a dog. And they said hello and I said hello. So it's not, old people. The soothing effects of being on the beach. Next to the water. Alright, I'm getting here, public. This is another quick one I'm throwing because I've got to stop the music, which was nice as I was cruising along. But I keep noticing this while I'm driving, and for about a year now, on and off, and I've been meaning to document it because I noticed it actually on my bike today in a weird way. It's difficult to explain, so probably not that difficult. So it's night time, right? It's just pretty well dark, it's very close to dark. And this is what I've noticed for a while, and I thought it was, at one point, it must have been my headlights or whatever in my car, but I've actually had different headlights in the same car, newer ones, different bull bar, a few different, I think I've actually noticed it in someone else's car as well at one point, though I'm not 100% sure. Anyhow, what I've been noticing is, you're driving along, your headlights, they point forward, well, immediately parallel to where I am, if I'm passing it, most times on the road there's trees or whatever on the side, fences, they could be 3 metres to the side of my car, or they could be 10, 15 metres, right? Either way, and it works on both sides. If I look to the left or the right, I'll see my peripheral vision and I look, there is light that is parallel to my vehicle, which, it's my headlights, right? And I thought, okay, perhaps it's quite normal, headlights go out a certain way, and perhaps that's what it is, but I never used to notice it. And it's basically like a reflection, so it's as if the light from my headlights, while pointing forward, also go perpendicular to the vehicle, 90 degrees, and shoot out. And it's not like the whole area, you know what I mean? It's not like from perpendicular 90 degrees from where the light is forward. It is like a beam that kind of shoots out that side. And you can put that down to the car or whatever, but as I said, I have chatted, those intricacies have changed on the same vehicle, but different headlights, different bull bar. Anyway, I'm riding my motorbike this morning, and I'm heading south, and the sun is, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, the sun is very, very low in the sky. I'm noticing this reflection, right? And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's a glare in my sunglasses. I didn't have a visor down, and so I started looking to the right, and it didn't move. It wouldn't move like with my head, with my sunnies, right? As in, so it moved independently to that. And after a while, I realised, because they're the whole way back, it was the same thing. It was essentially a reflection, but the thing is, the sun was on the opposite side to where the reflection was. So it's a reflection. So the sun's passing through my bike, through my bike, and it was parallel, just behind. Not just behind, where probably at the back, the level with my back wheel, off to the right. It was just there, daylight. And again, I'm just going to say, I'm not repeating myself, the sun. Right, so the sun is on the left-hand side of me. The reflection, I'd expect to see, if anything, on the left, was on the right. It was there the whole time. And I thought, shit, I'm now noticing that on the bike. And that's in it was a bright sunny day. It was a beautiful one. And it was there basically the whole time for a driver. 25, 30 minutes, it was on and off. I'd look, it was there. Straight line on South Road for ages, it was there. And I thought, it's very similar to what I see in the car. And I mean to mention that. I've just been, anyhow, had to get this shit down. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's definitely like it is. It's an additional light reflection, and obviously I'm noticing it right now in the car. Hence why I brought it up. This last night, a little bit weird observations and half whinges. See what I do. Anyhow, if anyone else is noticing that, I'd love to hear about it. Alright, thank you. Yes, bye-bye. Actually, I went to put the music back on, but something else popped into my head that I had realised, which is completely related. So actually, this is separate again, but what I've noticed is that how much stuff I remember, how much things come to me in the shower. This is not what I was going to mention this another time, but it's to do with water anyway. And I think that the light, the information, absorption, storage, capacity of water, and the electric nature of us, and water being conductive with salt, and where a lot of salt was. Anyhow, I think that's why you probably get a lot of I do anyway, brainwaves. Think clearer in the shower and at the beach, in the water. Anyhow, probably saying something very obvious there. The flash of inspiration that had me not turn the music back on is so this light off to the side thing. As I said, it's happening happens a lot, and I have noticed it's sort of put it down to orbs. So just walking around in the house, I see it quite frequently. And I think I mentioned to someone a while back. Like, I know around New Year's I was trying to film and get shots of the fireworks, which are about 4 or 5 k's away from my place. I couldn't really do it because George was crying like hell every time the fireworks went off, and it was poorly organised. Got a few shots, but anyhow, what I noticed then at that point is when the fireworks would go off, kilometres away, immediately behind me, I was underneath my veranda, back porch, but immediately behind me would light up, and the same colours of the fireworks. So it was light behind me. It wasn't just like it's not what you would expect to see. You certainly wouldn't expect light to be reflecting and travelling that far. I mean, I was struggling to pick it up with the fucking camera, so I swear, do you know what I mean? But it would just light up, and that's when that crystallised the fact that behind me and in that zone, which I know now, and it makes a lot of sense over time, there's orbs that have collected, right? So when and light, they're like sympathetic light resonators. I don't know if that makes sense, but they can't help but join in. They see the light, they're like, they just inherently they light up as well. Perhaps it's what our emotion, perhaps we're all like that, at least when we're kids, before we get this before we get modern so-called civilization beaten into us and told what's what and what to think and how to look and where to look and blah 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 blah. It's like, actually, I'm just rambling here. I said this to John a little while back. I thought, that point, there's a baby, right? A cute little baby, and they're looking around, they're just learning the world. There's that point when they get that look in their eye, and they're all sort of like, they're kind of like, they'll look past you and up into, sort of space, and their eyes are basically bugging out of their head, and everyone's like, so we're always told, oh yeah, it's because they're getting their focus, right? So they're just getting focused. So in the past, they hadn't been seeing things in focus, right? Now they're getting focused, and it's something I've come to realise, or come to suspect anyway, in seeing nature spirits and all these things, over time, as I've gotten, more adapt to it, whatever, I hope you do. Fucking I don't, I think I've said that. Anyhow, quite often what it is like, and I think I've heard Aug Tellez say something like this, it's exactly what it is. The foreground starts to switch with the background. Do you know what I mean? And that's how, and actually, Paul Little mentioned this early on. He said something to me like he used to do a lot of. He did. He said he did a lot of 3D picture books as a kid. In other words, you stare at and a picture will appear. I only did a few of them. I was never particularly good at them, but I did get a few to work. Well, he said he did a lot of them, and he thinks that has a lot to do with how he sees, why he sees the orbs, and it's the same with me. That's what Layers of Existence. Paula, I hope she's doing well wherever she is. That's fantastic stuff when her channel was around that clicked that bit for me, and that to see these nature spirits and to see spirit, to see the bigger picture, right? We talk about focus and there's I've learned a little while back, though I'm not applying it, but I've learned that language has a meaning that we have. English has normal meaning, but also has a phonetic meaning. So if you break any word in the English language, well, you break it down to phonetically, to its sound. So, and I thought of this a little while back with focus, right? So focus, so faux, right? Cuss, so faux, fake, right? That's what we know as faux. Faux is fake. So the first meaning of the word, of the sound that you break down. So faux would be fake. Cuss is swearing, or disrespectful, or so it's like when we say we've got something in focus, it's very true, because what we're doing is there's always so much of the picture, right? Anytime we're looking at one little piece of the picture, or we think we're focusing, anytime you're taking a photo, you focus on this bit. Well, what are you doing? You're focusing on that. What you're doing is you're missing out on every fucking thing else inherently. It's one of these. It's an illusion. We're taught backwards in a sense. I mean, I understand focusing on things on look a certain way, but this is what I'm getting at. Focus. So it's fake cuss. I mean, cuss. It's. So he's like, I had it in focus. I'm swearing that I had it just right, but no, it's fake that you've got that. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense. It makes sense to me, and it actually fits in with that concept, which I think is very, very true. You start breaking words down. It's amazing. I need to actually pay more attention properly to that, and I think change the way I speak, because we have been set up inherently. I mean, everybody's heard the bloody, weekend, weekdays at the end of the week, and good morning, good morning. All these things that seem like potentially they have been set up. What the fuck? A lot of people that just seem to be sitting in cars by themselves with their lights on all the time lately when I go places on all roads. They just seem to, hot days. There's a bloke. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Off track. So I think I'm trying to remember what I was getting at here. I can't remember exactly what I was just saying, other than the focus. So anyhow, focus. I lost my train of thought because I had something about other things. But what I was initially getting at is babies, when they do that, when you see that, they're sort of bugging out and they're like, they're just getting us in focus. Well, let's not forget that they're learning how to focus, what to look at, how to do it all from us. Every single little thing. It's a sponge. So they pick up absolutely everything. That's where you learn what's a dog, what's a cat, everything. Right? It comes from my parents. That's how it is. That's how we do. We're doing we're not doing it with ill intentions. But this popped into my head. That vision that they have, the babies have, before they, get a false sense of whatever, before they learn to focus, as we all do. I suppose we need to, perhaps maybe we don't need to see like this. We think we need to see like this to exist in this world, where the reality is we could exist in, I think, just in any way we could possibly conceive. But the issue is our ability to conceive, because it's all tied into one another, and we're incredibly easily manipulated, more than even when I think we realise it. Like, I think I realise how much, but I wouldn't have I'd be far more manipulated, way more than I actually would realise, and I'd like to think I'm probably fucking overconscious on that sort of thing. The point is, we're our entire existence is far more sculpted and shaped, whatever, and we're energetic beings, right? And that's how things. So what I'm saying is, perhaps that's how we're supposed to view the world. It's certainly how you view the world and notice and see spirit and see a whole nother fucking everything sort of in. So rather than focusing on one particular thing, right, and inherently missing everything else, by defocusing, and actually Paul Little showed this recently with incredible stuff with orbs, like sitting with the camera out of focus, and the orbs, they're in focus. All of a sudden you can see the size and I think the depth perception, which you normally can't. You see moving past the camera, and actually the light energy in the room you can see moving straight away. That's because when the camera's out of focus. It's incredible. That ties in with this thought that I had, and this concept that we're teaching. Perhaps there's I think it's very likely that there's another way of. It's clearly another way of viewing the world. But let's say we just had. If our vision was like that from the get-go, and we weren't honing it in, I don't know, that's the question. Do you inherently hone it into focus on things? I'm supposed to operate in this, physical, holographic realm, but perhaps you need to, but in other senses, well, no, you don't. You see everything, and you would just, I don't know, you negotiate, manage, articulate your way through what would clearly be a completely different landscape. But you'd be seeing everything. Maybe we can't see everything. That's the reason why we focus. I think I have gone off on a tangent. I'm just doing laps around the block as I've approached home, because I'm sure I was getting at something that I cannot quite remember. So the whole thing started with there was water, blah blah. Baby's focused. Okay. Well, actually, the reason I started recording it again is I was talking about the light on the side of the car and the side of the bike that I noticed today, and I notice it all the time if I'm just walking like in the house. But this is a more recent thing it's been picked up on like video. I've recorded a few times now, and especially when I've got some filter things on, so it's there. Is that it's not just the light that comes in. So there's like shadow, and light seems to be stretching further from me, whether it's reflecting off me or it's another type of, as I've been saying, I think it's actually another type of light, different type of electromagnetic frequency, much like, like light in the infrared or ultraviolet spectrum. I imagine it would be in the infrared. There's like the black sun, right? That I think is what the fuck is this person? Another person, right? What the fuck? Yeah, no indicator. They just pull over. So your intentions and your there's a much better way to put it. I'm fucking this up completely, but essentially it's the unconscious sun. Like I'm really getting this wrong. People know what the black sun, or the idea of the black sun is. I actually heard Crow 777. I was quite surprised they didn't seem to understand, or I was quite amazed they didn't have the black sun idea down. But it looks very much like he's filmed a second sun, which I've been seeing him say for a very, very long time. But what it is, and as it is said throughout ancient texts and different civilizations and all across the bloody land, from Aboriginals to Australian Aboriginals to Hopi Indians to way back. It's basically a known thing. And that's the whole Nibiru. Let's go through dead end road. So Nibiru saga essentially. It talks about, was it Nemesis, right? It's a sun that we can't see. That same light, which is definitely happening. That's why it's lighter at night. That's why the whole sun isn't coming just from the sun. You see it? The sun sets and then it's whiter, bright white still up in the sky. It's exactly what happens when it's the interaction with the light that you can't actually see when it interacts with normal light. I've been saying this the whole fucking time. It's quite obvious. You ever put a black light, UV light in a room? Like it's like your teeth, and it's clearly what it is. Anyhow, Crow looks like he's captured it back in 2016 on what seems to be quality equipment, and but look, can't say I'm overly surprised, but what I'm trying to say now is that same light is the light that comes from us. It's the light we see in auras. It's the light that's shooting out of my hand with shadows, right? I was at the beach when I filmed that bloody log, the stone, pine, wood, turned to stone. Anyway, it was a bit, and I didn't put it in the footage, where it looked as though, I remember I was getting it, looked as though I'd put my hand, run it in front of the lens, right? But I hadn't. I was I don't know, half a foot, there was a number of inches behind it. I couldn't possibly have put my hand across it. But I saw it on the screen at the time. It looked like my finger had gone across the screen. And I said it, and that's how I remember. I watched the footage and I actually said it on the footage. And I looked at it, I'm like, it looks like that. I'm quite sure my hand wasn't there. There's been a few things like that where the shadow's gone further. Like the wind shadows out in my bathroom. But it's not just a shadow. It's a shadow and it's light. And there's light and shadow shooting out of my hands. It sounds very fucking strange. Messed up. I know. But some recent orb interaction stuff. I don't know, I call it my orbit moments or something, but and I chucked like an auto level, like what I did to try and like a spirit filter thing like that to analyse it. I filtered that over the pop just to see. I'd never done that. I only very recently been having them interact with respond to my hands and things, which is quite incredible, and it makes perfect sense because it's a field. We're biofield. We are electromagnetic beings, and then big, plasma set, big electromagnetic universe. We are on the. I've said this before. A lot of people say this. We're on the dielectric plane of inertia plane. We're the flat bit in the middle of the toroid, the double toroid. This is exactly what we are. The shape of the universe. That is what we are. That is where we are. That is what the fuck it all is. And what it all is electromagnetism. Alright, so that's why these light beings and things, that they're interacting with our biofield. Actually, they're probably part of us. So magnetism, right? The moon magnetic, the sun electric. It makes a lot of sense. And darkness being magnetism is actually like a force it's a force of its own that almost consumes light. I think it's Bryce Angel pointing towards, which makes a short load of sense. It fits in with the little chubby bowl guy does all the incredible magnetism stuff. I've forgotten his name. Theo something or other. Anyhow, that guy with the tats. It's completely backed up with all the stuff he's doing. And we've said for a long time. Throws Einstein nonsense bullshit fucking out as it never should have been in. Eric Dollard backs that up. Big time. Some people have been very, very slow to get their head around the concept that we are. Everything we see is all electromagnetism, and so that's the nature of the energy of the light of everything, right? So of course that could of course it is shooting out from our bodies. There's chakras. You can image this stuff. So that is what I've realised that is what shooting out of my heads. Not just that. And that light is the same light, not within our visible spectrum, but certainly now as this second sun, as a critical part of us and our environment. So we've got to get out of this bloody notion of thinking that we are these and are restricted to these bloody meat suits, flesh avatars. Our consciousness and is our brain in our head, and it stops at our skull. That's ridiculous and it's nonsense. And when we see something, Rupert Sheldrake talks about this. When you're looking at stuff, most people think that when they're looking at me, he says that there's a little Sheldrake, little tiny Rupert, sitting in their head. That's the mainstream scientific view, and it's fucking utterly ridiculous to think that everything that you're seeing out there is a little tiny version in your head. It's fucking bullshit. Morphogenic. I'm fucking it up. Morphogenic things, morphic resonance. There's Rupert's theory, and that is spot on. Years ago, long before I understood that we're living on this dielectric plane of inertia, I understood that. Look into that. Anyone that actually listens to morphic resonance is fields. Right? Energy moves in waves of fields, particles, nonsense. I'm home. I'm going to stop jibber-jabbing. I'll get that dog out. That was a bit of a longer rant. Anyhow, there's some thoughts been rattling around there for a long time. At least, let's let a few of them out.